Hello YouTube, it is me, coming to you from the pond of UNC Pembroke. This is my new weekend ritual here at UNC Pembroke. I want to talk a little bit about rejection, failure, and when life doesn't work out the way that you wanted it to, and then how you kind of deal with that. So I ended up here at UNC Pembroke, not really wanting to end up here, if you know what I mean. And when I first got here, I immediately was thinking about how am I gonna leave, you know? I need to leave right now. And I was crashing out every single day. I was like, this is terrible. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I don't want to be here. I need to get out. And I was working on applications, transfer applications, trying to go to the UK, changed my whole life again. After already making a huge change, I wanted to make another huge change because I was like, I can't. But I knew that deep down I had to be patient and give it a chance. And also, I knew that there was nothing I could do in the specific moment that I was crashing out in, if you know what I mean. So, I had to accept that feeling and live with it. But 2 years down the line, not even 2 years, it's been like a year and a half down the line. Now I have a different perspective, Now I'm able to zoom out and kind of look at it with much more wisdom and knowledge because I have been here for some time now. And here are some of the lessons that I've learned. One of the biggest things was learning to love something that is ugly, or learning to love something that is just not popular or not really great, you know what I mean? Kind of like finding the beauty in ugliness or embracing unconventionally beautiful things. There's this Japanese philosophy called wabi-sabi, and I was taking a writing fiction class, and we had to do an exercise about wabi-sabi. And I remember writing about our school cafeteria. I wrote about how the food there is so shitty. Like literally every time I go in there, I have stomach problems because of it. And it's like I don't eat meat, so I have to eat like beans with like bread sometimes, and I was writing about that. But then I said, but this has been a place where me and other international students come together and talk about our life. We talk about our day. We talk about how we miss home, And in a way, we've created a bond. We've created a home for ourselves. In that moment of being at the cafeteria in the evening, having dinner with each other after we've all gone through our daily things. And I just thought that was like one of the most beautiful experiences I could ever be in my life, just sitting there at that cafeteria table, even though I'm eating this shitty food, but I'm with these people and we're all talking and just being there for each other. And, sometimes people make fun of me. They're like, Jenna, you romanticize everything. Like, I could see a fish, like I'm staring at fish right now. And I'm about to tear up because I'm like, they are like living in their own world and they're having such a good time, and that is so beautiful. So yeah, I do romanticize everything, but that is the secret of coping. You have to romanticize these things. This campus is not pretty. I mean, it's pretty, but it's very tiny. And it can be very empty sometimes, and it makes me a little bit miserable. The outside of it, the town, Pembroke, is really, really like not aesthetically pleasing at all if I were to put it in a nice way. But it's like, I love that, you know? You gotta find something to keep you going. You gotta tell yourself, like, I love how shitty this place is, you know? And it's hard. It's really hard to maintain that mentality, that perspective every day. But it's like, you gotta practice it, you know? Every day, wake up and find things to do. Walk at different parts of this place that you're in. I try to go to different parts, because if I stay in the same place, I'm always looking at the same thing. I'm never gonna enjoy that. Even though this is a tiny ass campus, I'm gonna go and stare at the trees that are over there, because I've always been staring at the trees that are over there. You know, you gotta just try to do something different. I don't know, I've created like this ritual of sitting by the pond every weekend. That's just made me a lot happier. But anyway, the other thing of coping is really trying to tell yourself that you being in this place has given you so much that you wouldn't have gotten anywhere else. I met professors here and friends and people who changed my life, who have given me so much perspective, who have taught me such great things. And they are the kind of people who are gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. I'm gonna take them with me everywhere I go. Everything they've said to me, everything I've learned from them. And it just feels like, you know, things do happen for a reason, and I was meant to be here to meet these people, you know? And everyone you meet and every place you go to becomes a part of who you are. So I just tell myself, yes, this place sucks, and sometimes I hate it, but it's like I kind of needed to come here to, you know, to meet these people and learn from it and all that, and now it's a part of me. It's a part of my life story. So you got to look at it like that. My one thing is, eventually it does get to a point, you know. I'm not saying that if you're in a terrible place and, you know, you have to force yourself to like it. I'm not saying that. Sometimes you got to draw the line somewhere and really ask yourself, like, am I really, like, okay with being here? And if I can make a change, how would that change look like? So try to sit with yourself, brainstorm, you know, self-reflect, all that. I am gonna do an exchange. I'm in the process of doing that because I know that my time here is like coming to an end. Starting to feel a bit suffocated. So I've given it its chance. I've learned from it. I've grown a lot. But you know, I know that soon it's time to go. Time to pack up and leave. And something else awaits me, you know. I'm a traveler. I like going everywhere. I like living life in different countries. So, I just tell myself this place is temporary, but I needed to be here for whatever reason. And if you don't see the reason in the moment, you're gonna see it later. Just give it some few years. It's hard just to like sit with like this, you know, anticipation of like, why the fuck am I here? But know that it will come to you one day. It's like a light bulb out of nowhere. It's like, oh shit, it all makes sense now. I'm connecting the dots, blah, 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 blah. Everything is a butterfly effect. Everything affects something in a way, and sometimes all it takes for you to see it is time. Anyway, my number 2 thing is be okay with failure and rejection, and try things regardless of what you think is the outcome. You know, regardless of what you think the outcome is going to be, try it out anyway. Regardless of what you think about yourself and that thing, whether you think you're good or not, try it anyway. I want to give a little bit of an example, backstory. Guys, my phone absolutely died on me mid-video because of the temperature. I was sitting in the sun and I didn't realize that was going to happen. And now you're going to have 2 completely different angles and backgrounds. I needed to come to the shade. But I was saying about trying something, right? Let me just continue exactly where I was. I recently discovered my love for acting, And you might wonder how. I registered to be in an acting class. Like, I just told myself, like, I want to try it out. It wasn't like a requirement for my major, not even for my general education requirement, nothing. But the reason is, I took a theater class in my freshman year. That one was for my gen eds, and I took it because it was the only option available for my art gen eds. And when I took it, I fell in love with acting, and I was like, wow, that's so nice. And I wanted to be in an acting club, but there was no acting club. So I sent messages to like the theater Instagram, UNCP theater Instagram, and I was like, what do I do? Like, I want to act. And they're like, you have to just like be in a class or be like, or rehearse for plays. And so I was like, I'll just be in a acting class, whatever. So that's kind of how it happened. And since being in that acting class, it has taught me so much. But a few days ago, I did this thing, right? And it was a bit silly of me, but I saw like a poster by this guy, this Lebanese guy. I'm not even gonna say much about it because it's like so embarrassing to talk about, but whatever. I saw this poster on his Instagram saying like, we're casting, we need a female in her 20s, whatever. And so I texted the number, and I told him like, what am I supposed to do? And he said like, you have to send a video of yourself and a portrait, whatever. So I sent those things. The person did not respond. It's been a few days. And I just want to mention this because I am so okay with failing. I'm so okay with being rejected. And I wasn't always like this. It took me going through it over and over and over again to reach a point where I no longer fear it. So I just want to say, put yourself out there, apply to everything, to random ass shit. Just apply. If you think maybe you'll be good at this, or maybe whatever, maybe you have some kind of interest in it, just apply. Like, you're not gonna lose anything in applying. It's a lose anything, gain everything kind of thing, you know what I mean? And it will shock you how many people actually will respond, and it will shock you like where that will take you, but you don't know that, so you gotta try again and again and again, and you gotta try with different things. And I think that's the best way to like make connections and to make changes to your life, and just all that. The person didn't respond, and it sucks, but like at least I tried. And now I can live my life knowing that I tried. And if I see another casting opportunity, I'll try again. When I was applying to colleges, I applied to like 20. I think I got rejected from the first 5. Like, my first 5 universities rejected me. But then I got into a few, but it's fine. Like, it's not the worst thing. I failed school. Look at me now. I'm in university. I have a 3.7 GPA. Failing does not define you or the rest of your life. You gotta keep trying. I don't know why I'm in this motivational speech mood today, but I am. So I took advantage of it, recorded this video. My phone just turned back on, so I'm gonna edit and post it. Hope you had a good time watching. I need to calm down. I think it's just because I just drank coffee. Anyway, goodbye.